It is now my honor to welcome a leader who represents the very best of public safety and service here in the state of Utah. In March of 2025, Jared Garcia was appointed Executive Director of the Utah Department of Corrections. He brought with him more than 2 decades of experience in law enforcement and public safety. He began his career in 2002, same as me, with the Utah Department of Public Safety, serving in key roles within Utah Highway Patrol and the State Bureau of Investigations, where he led specialized units. He oversaw complex investigations. In 2017, he was recognized as one of the International Association of Chiefs of Police 40 under 40. We're not trying to age you, Jared. That's wonderful. That recognition highlights his leadership and commitment to our profession. He later served as the Chief of Police in Moab, Utah, before joining the Utah Department of Corrections as the Deputy Director in 2023 and ultimately stepping into his current role as the Director here in Utah. But beyond his accomplishments, what stands out most is his dedication to the people behind this profession, the men and women who serve, and the families who support them. So please, everybody, join me in welcoming Director Jared Garcia.
Good evening. I don't know how you follow eloquent speakers, award-winning singers, and pipes and drums, so please don't boo me off the stage while I'm up here. That was pretty impressive. On behalf of Governor Spencer Cox, the state of Utah, and the Utah Department of Corrections, I want to welcome you to beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah, I love that you're clapping. It's a beautiful place. Thank you to the Correctional Peace Officer Foundation for hosting your Project 2000 conference here in Utah. It's always a pleasure to have professionals from throughout the country come to our state and celebrate the amazing work that all of you do. What an amazing organization with an amazing cause, so we appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I wonder if you would all just do me a favor and stand for a moment, because I think it's so critical that when we lose people in this profession, and we've lost many in law enforcement and corrections throughout our careers, and they must never be forgotten. And I really just want to give the survivors and the families that are here today a big round of applause for the sacrifice of your loved one. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten, and neither will you. So thank you all for indulging me with that. Please be seated. I want to take a personal privilege as well. I have my honor guard here, and many of the members of the Utah Department of Corrections. A couple of my deputy commissioners are here. And I might be a little biased, but you are the best dressed honor guard in the country. And I just want to thank you for the way that you represent the Utah Department of Corrections in our state throughout the year as you travel the country and you recognize those who have paid the ultimate price. So thank you for what you do. I'm going to give you a round of applause for myself. Anybody that knows me and has met me realizes that I love to throw down a good challenge. I throw down challenges to my staff every time I have the opportunity to speak. And so I'm going to throw down a challenge to all of you here in a little bit, and then I have a request for all of you, if you'll bear with me. But as was mentioned, I spent the first 22 years of my career in law enforcement. I started as a state trooper, and I served many roles. Most of my career was spent at the State Bureau of Investigation, where at the end of my career I ended up overseeing the State Bureau of Investigation and had a lot of amazing experiences. But one thing that I'm absolutely ashamed of throughout my career is that I had no idea the complexities of corrections and what correctional officers face every single day. I was naive to it, right? I've arrested thousands of people throughout my career. I would read them Miranda rights. I would, throughout a lot of my career, seek opportunities for them to help themselves out or help their position and become an informant, and then help me find people that were worse than them. And then I would book them in jail and say goodbye, and oftentimes I would never see them again unless it was in a courtroom, or we all know the frequent flyers that we experience throughout our careers. But again, I had no idea the things that you do every single day and the challenges and the complexities. And so shame on me and shame on my peers. I have to say, working in corrections is much, much harder than working in outside law enforcement in a lot of ways. One of the terms that I hear, and I've heard since becoming the deputy director here at the Utah Department of Corrections, is the word just. I hear, I'm just a guard, or I'm just a probation officer, or I'm just this or just that. And I have to say, that is very disheartening, because in corrections, our folks are more than just anything. Your social workers, your counselors, your public safety professionals, your experts at rehabilitation and reentry. You are so many things. But I think what has happened throughout time is that corrections workers have been misrepresented, they've been misunderstood, and leaders like myself have not done a good enough job of recognizing and telling the story of the work that our men and women do in this profession. And so I want to challenge you all to continue to be remarkable in what you do. Continue to elevate this profession. Continue to highlight. Don't shy away from the challenges of this work. Talk about the challenges. Talk about your people. Talk about your victories. Talk about the heartache that you experienced in the tough days. But don't just talk about it with one another. Talk about it with your friends, with your family, with the media, with whoever will listen to your story. Share the story. And that's something that it took us a lot of years in outside law enforcement to share, and I know it's uncomfortable, but we're not going to get over the hump unless we start to do that. You're amazing people with an amazing mission, and people need to know what's going on behind the bars and in our community, because you're truly the backbone of the criminal justice system, and I don't want you to ever forget it. So my challenge is to be remarkable and tell your story. Now, the next thing I have is a request. Thank you. A good friend of mine, Tony Karuba, he's one of our assistant chiefs over training, and he told me I had like 2 minutes. So, Tony, I'm going a little longer than 2 minutes. I apologize. The request that I have, and look, I'm going to preface this with this. I recognize that I have a face for radio, so I promised all of you I'm not trying to be a social media influencer, okay? But earlier this year, we started an initiative here at the Utah Department of Corrections called UDC 365. And the reason that we started this initiative is because I wanted to change the narrative in regard to what I just spoke about. And I wanted to ensure that we were recognizing an employee every single day, 365 days a year, on every social media platform. And we've done that so far. We have not missed a day. And I think that's important, because employees need to know that we appreciate them, that their work is critical, and again, they're the backstop and the backbone of the criminal justice system. But beyond that, I know I only have a few more years left in my public safety career, and the impact that I want to have in corrections, because I am still a corrections rookie, my whole 2.5 years of experience here, is that I want the world to know and the nation to know how many amazing people do this work and the type of work that we do, and that's what UDC 365 is about. So my request is, A, to follow me and see what we're doing, UDC Commissioner Jared Garcia. But also, you're not following me. You're following my amazing staff at the Utah Department of Corrections and how we tell the story. And more importantly, what I'm asking is for you to get with your chiefs, your sheriffs, your secretary, your commissioner, whatever our crazy titles are, and ask them to do the same thing. And don't shy away from the publicity, but let's continue to highlight the work that we do for you, for the future generation of correctional officers, and most importantly, for those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, because we owe it to them to make this profession better than when they found it. So I think I'm just going to close with this. Thank you for all that you do. You're amazing people with an amazing mission. Thank you again to this organization for providing us the platform to be here. Please be safe, take care of each other, and enjoy your next few days in Salt Lake City. Thank you.